Hello, welcome to One Win Astrology, where we explore, learn, and share all things astrology. I am Michelle Mondragon, and I am your practicing student astrologer and fellow explorer. Today, I want to talk about the upcoming Sagittarius New Moon. It will be happening depending on your time zone in November 30th or to December 1st. They're in abouts. And this is just a general overview of the new moon chart and astrology. And so if you need help finding out where the Sag placements may be in your chart, or the ones that I'm talking about in this video, I'll leave a link below in the description box to help you find out what your natal chart looks like. And all you'll need is your birthday time and date and location to generate your natal chart. So you will need a natal chart to find out where this information applies for you. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. It's been a very busy, long day, and hence the messy bun. And why I'm going to put myself small down here in the corner. Hello, bottom left. Okay, so, oh, I need my annotations. Come on. Where you at? No. Where's my annotations? If it's not one thing, I swear it's another. I in You'll notice that in my page right now on my YouTube channel, I don't have very many videos. It is a new channel. So I would appreciate if, oh, there it is. Any support you could offer with a like, a comment, subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And so this is, I used to be a massage therapist. So I am actually letting go of that form, Taurus, that form of income and nourishment. And I'm working on learning new skills, which would be like Mercury, Gemini, and using them to apply to a broader audience all across the world, Sag. And so it takes me a really long time to get something done that maybe somebody who's more experienced in this would just whip out in like an hour. So, not only am I a student astrologer, using this platform to practice and to connect with other people, but I'm also using this platform in ways that I haven't ever done before and learning new skills. And so, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for viewing me and viewing this video. And I promise I'm a quick learner and things will get better quickly. All right. Well, maybe not quickly, but at a pace that is appropriate. So, and the reason I say that is because we do have a a lovely trine from our Mars in Leo that is aspecting our new moon over here. So, um, the trines are really supportive in their nature of Jupiter, and the nature of Jupiter helping the house that is of Jupiter nature. It is supporting our visions in ways that it's not because at the moment that I'm doing this video, Mars is slower than Mercury retrograde. So Mercury here is retrograde 2020. And at the moment, Mars is actually going slower than Mercury in retrograde. Is that nuts or what? That's crazy. Anyway, so our normal can do motivation, go, just plow through, action-oriented Mars is not offline, but it is purpose. It is pausing with purpose because it's getting ready to go retrograde, and it is really powerful when it is stopped. And we're not quite stopped yet, but next week we will see it stop and retrograde. So it is kind of a mixed bag here with Mars sending support to this new moon, but in a unconventional way. And so like there's this feeling of the really lighthearted, optimistic, visionary spirit of Sagittarius. And it's like a new moon. So it's like just dark with potential and unknown. And typically we'd really want to just take action on our instincts and our excitement and our impulse. And I don't see this as a bad thing. I see this trine from Saturn, or I'm sorry, trine from Mars, really helping us to pace ourselves, essentially, is what I want to say. So, and develop and cultivate purpose around our visions. So I see it as a good thing. And in addition to that, we also have this, as I was saying, the relationship between Gemini and Sagittarius. It's really cool. I've been feeling this opposition here personally. Maybe you have too. And I'm going to try and make a line here. This opposition, it's not exact, but it will, and it has been last week, closer to exact. Jupiter retrograde, Mercury retrograde, but they're in mutually receptive houses. So Jupiter would love to be in its own home of Sag, and Mercury would love to be in its own home in Gemini. So they're on the phone talking to each other and making sure everything's good in each other's home. So there's a mutually beneficial exchange of information. Jupiter in the Gemini house is taking in tons of information. And I can tell you, like, I'm not sleeping at night, too much going on in my head. And you can see it all over. Like there's people are always looking down on their phones. They got several tabs open, multitasking, a lot of information. And, and then Mercury is sitting in the Sag house of these big ideas, big visions, and it's like, wait a second, I just need some facts. I just need some practical information that I can work with. And again, I think this is why this is really juicy, super juicy. Love this energy. It's one of the reasons why I was inspired to just dive into all these uncomfortable places and like learning new skills and sharing. So Mars is there to kind of temper it a little bit. Mars is the general. He's the god of war. And there's several sides. There's a lot of hats that the god of war has to wear, right? So there's the strategist, there's the commander, there is the guy who I mean, there's the protector, and there is the mentor, the leader, right? So in Leo, it is heart-centered, and it is also in the house of the sun. And so it's also supporting the sun's energy in this new moon. And so there is a lot of optimism, love, and like potentials for feelings of love and passion. So again, when you go to war for something, you really believe in your cause, hopefully. And I think that's what Mars is bringing to the table here with this new moon. And it's bringing a purposeful pause and temperament, but also like passion. It wants to go to war for the right reasons. It wants to go like drive, excuse me, drive forward with purpose. And another element that's kind of um, asking for that kind of structure is Saturn over here. It's sextiling. Oh, I'm sorry, it's squaring. Saturn is squaring over to this new moon. So it's presenting some challenges. Like, it, do you have purpose? Is there structure? Is there a plan? Is this realistic? It is testing what comes up around this new moon. So I would embrace that because, Saturn wants foundation. It wants to help build structure on a firm foundation. And again, that juicy Mars energy it wants purpose. So these are all elements that are dancing together in a way that can be really regenerative and helpful in this Sagittarius house, wherever it is in your chart. And yeah, the other thing I want to talk about is, Mars is still for just a few more few months dispositing over to this north node. So the part of the purpose you might want to consider is the um, the ego, your identity, who you want, how you want to represent yourself, who do you want to be going forward in this new area of life, and and then also well, that's one part that I wanted to talk about, but also Chiron's in here with the North Node, the Aries house, wherever that is in your chart. But Aries is about identity. It is about the ego. It is about the I am and represents the head. Um, it is this aspect here is there's a little sextile going on here between Jupiter and Chiron. So Jupiter is bringing like more expanded awareness around this chironic wound, and it speaks to the Chiron's really a blessing for I'm sorry, Jupiter's really a blessing for Chiron. It is able to help heal this ego wound. So slow and steady really is part of the healing process. We have to take it in stages and phases and not rush. Now, that brings me to, let's see, is there anything else I want to say about this before I move on? Um, yeah, I mean, we got this cool little Venus, Uranus trine also, which is really positive. It's all about values going forward, like what is important to us. And obviously, like the elephant in the room, Pluto in the Aquarius for the 0 degrees Aquarius. So in my other video, Astro Musing, there's I talk about some of the upcoming transits because Venus is moving towards Pluto, and it will be one of the first planets, one of the first transits that contacts Pluto. It is not the first. There was also I think there was like a sun sextile back in Scorpio or like at 0 degrees of Sag. So anyway, that's besides the point. So it's one of the first conjunctions, transits that Pluto's going to have in its new house. And Uranus is now our dispositor for Pluto. And Pluto, is the reason that we have the expression expect the unexpected. So it wants evolution, it wants change. It wants to break with status quo. So our values are shifting. Our values around money, um, beauty, um, music, art, all these things. It's a bigger theme that's ongoing, but where is it happening in your natal chart? So those are some of the aspects that I wanted to cover in this chart. I don't think there's anything else at the moment. I think that was like I wanted to be more concise because in my astro musing, I just kind of go off on tangents and kind of just riff. And here I wanted to be more concise. So, the one of the reasons that I bring up the chironic wound, the ego, our values, this slower pace into our transition, with even though it's a new moon and we initiate things, new things. Because of these retrogrades, it's definitely more reflective. So I'm I hope this shows up. This is the Astro Mandala book, and it features Sabian symbols. So let's see. Oh gosh. Did I mention, I'm learning? Okay. So I will clear the screen in the future first. Okay. So in the Sabian symbols, we round up. So our Sag 9 new moon would be a Sag 10. And I'm going to just read this quickly and then tell you kind of what stands out for me. So, Sag 10, a theatrical representation of a golden-haired goddess of opportunity. Again, right? Like optimism, like, oh, look at that. I'm ready to go towards that opportunity. Keynote: society's efforts at dramatizing the greatness of what it offers to the ambitious person. Civilization as a process demands the goading of individuals to spend their vital energies in the pursuit of achievements, which, while fulfilling the individual's ambition and greed, nevertheless generate various forms of what we call progress. This sequence of symbols mainly refers to the drive for advancement along all to human paths of growth. This is the last symbol of the fifth fivefold sequence. We see in it how sociocultural forces operate by dramatization and propaganda. The result is all too often a process of forced growth. So, therein, for me, lies the nuance of this new moon and the potential trap. In that there's a reason for these retrogrades, these slow, like the planets of action slowing and going into their reflective rephases, right? Rethink, revise, redo. So I wanted to share that. Oh gosh, here we go again, right? Okay. Um, to emphasize, and I'm actually going to show you one more thing here. To emphasize this sextile, this north node, and then also I want to kind of just throw in this Neptune here because things are still not clear. We have gone through, major astrological transition for the last since 2020, and it has been nonstop. So I really think the universe and its divine wisdom has given us a sense of hope and optimism to like as a dose of medicine in order for us to keep going. honestly, because I don't know about you, like it's been exhausting working through these energies. And Pluto and Capricorn has really deconstructed old karma that we each have had to really work through. And whether you're conscious or aware of it or not, and it has been a heavy like stuffy room with that Saturnine rulership, and with Pluto going into having now moved into Aquarius, it's like opening the window and moving to a new room, a breath of fresh air. And this new moon really, again, gives us like a dose of medicine to move forward. And but also the supportive trines are all, including Saturn and its square, are all there to help us process, pause with purpose and process. PPP, pause, purpose, process, and integrate all the things that we've gone through. And the North Node trining over to this, or the Mars trining over to the North Node, and the Chiron here and Jupiter expanding this, our awareness here, and the Neptune close by. It's we're still Things are still coming up for us to process and move through, and we haven't quite um, come to grips with our Aries identity, our ego, our sense of self. And, for each of us, it might be something different, self-worth, shame, sabotage, um, any number of things um, that keep us from moving with the fullness of our confidence and light and our genius. Okay, so I fear I may start rambling. So I'm gonna go ahead and first clear this. And I think that's all I wanted to share from this chart. Stop share. So hello. Okay, so like I said before, if you enjoy this content, or if you learned something and if it was of service to you at all, please give me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know where this Sag placement is for you. For me, it's in my ninth house. I'm an Aries rising, and definitely feeling it in the realm of, like putting myself out there and communicating with people all over the world and connecting around astrology. And if you want to take a look at my other video, Astro Muse, I talk a little bit about Urania, and she's come into my awareness. This archetype has come into my awareness and is part of why this momentum towards sharing astrology online on this platform has come into existence. So, again, I fear I'm ranting. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.